Hi guys, I wanted to bring you out to the herb garden. Oh, there's my toes. I'm sorry if you can hear some traffic because it's kind of early, so everybody going to work. But right off the rip, here's my stairs. This is Centronilla. This is just an annual. I don't like planting annuals, you guys, but I love it for its natural, bug-free properties. This is just, it's technically a weed tree, but I mean, these are bitten off by my rabbits, but look at the shape of these leaves. I just think they're so magical. This is my yarrow. Even though when you get up close, I come back too far, so they're taking forever. See my little sprouts? They're taking forever to come back, but at the end of the summer, I'll get another bout of, ooh, it smells so good. Another bout of flowers. I've got some drying over here. And I try to use herbs that the entire plant is edible. And yarrow is so good. Yarrow is good for me, yarrow is good for psychic abilities and divination. But it's also good for my menstrual cycle, which I wouldn't have thought. But I do a lot of research on my garden, so. And this is just pine straw instead of mulch. It's free here in my yard since I live in Georgia and we're covered in pine trees. This is, if you remember, I had a lavender plant that was dying. This is actually, it split in half, and I planted some in my herb garden and some in a place in the garden that really, really needed it. Magically, I mean. This entire thing from way over here to way over here is sage. That's just one of my sage plants. There's my bird bath. We're just gonna go in a spiral. This tall thing, it's about 3 feet tall right now, is fennel. Now I usually cut this back. These are new sprouts, like new growths right here. This dark purple. This is a lovely plant. If I'm ever in need of some star anise, they have this and anise have the exact same scent. It's like a licorice scent. And I usually cut it back, but in the summer, because it's kind of an evergreen, it grows about, I don't know, this one grows about 5 feet tall and it flowers. And then when the flowers die, that's when I get all the seeds. And the seeds are what you actually use on fennel. If you have a vegetable fennel, then at the very bottom, there may be like a bulb there that you can eat and put in salads, which are delicious. But both of this one and that one, that's just a little offshoot, are, they're called herbaceous fennels. So they're technically herbs instead of vegetables. Then right here is my lovely thyme baby. Like, I got this thing when it was about yay big and it is just going ape. Like, it loves its spot. It's so huge. I can't pick enough and use enough of it. If anybody wants some time, call me, you know. I mean, look at all that. You can just cut that right off and have time for the rest of the summer, you know, like. Anyway, so I'm like, it's still growing over here. Like, it's growing all the way over here. So I guess, like, looking at it from here, from this perspective, it's about 3 feet long, I guess. Big trucks. And then behind this fennel, this is my smaller fennel, it's about 2 feet tall, is my big grandmother lavender plant, which is actually a Spanish lavender plant, which the flowers, I've already kind of headed it, but the flowers kind of look like that on the Spanish lavender instead of the normal look that you normally would see. But it's still got the same smell. I use the leaves and the flowers of that. This is my hot and spicy oregano, this right here, and then my little puppies. My mother-in-law gave these to us to guard the garden, and I just think they're so lovely. Little sprigs of mint, because this is technically my magical herb garden and my culinary herb garden. So my husband gets out here and plants certain herbs that he likes to cook with. So this is technically both. This is my chives. Later on in the summer, they'll flower and have like beautiful, tall purple blooms. This is my rosemary. About, I don't know, a couple years ago, I got it and it was just a tiny thing. And the thing, I don't know if you'll be able to tell. I mean, it was tiny, but it's huge. It's just grown so much. I've kind of let it get woodsy. I shouldn't have let it get woodsy, but I did. And then it looks like I got some chives in here with it. So it's, yeah, rosemary. I may pluck this, put it in the car with me today. All this is mint. I've got various kinds in here. This right here is just regular mint. And then down right there, pointing with the rosemary, right here is spearmint. And then I've got some chocolate mint somewhere. One of these is chocolate mint. I'll have to figure it out. And then that right here behind the rosemary is my salvia. It's a blue sage salvia, which is kind of technically in the sage / mint family. It's known for its smudge abilities, so I have lots of salvia in the yard. Then that right there is the lavender you normally see, or I guess I don't want to say that, like normal lavender, normal leaves. Look at that beauty right there. Cannot wait for this to grow in. It's still kind of small. And then of course I've got more sage over here, because you can never have enough sage. And then here in the back I've got these sticks because my husband had gifted me this jasmine plant. And look, it loves its spot and it smells so delicious already. I can't wait to harvest these blooms and do some healing oils with them. This is pineapple sage. I love this stuff. Again, I don't put any repellents in the herb garden, like against caterpillars and stuff like that. I just know how to wash my herbs really well. I don't put any, because we ingest everything. So this, oh, sorry, my pigtails. This is actually another salvia plant. It's already flowered and I have to deadhead it. And see how the leaves kind of are similar to mint? But it smells a lot like sage. It's just beautiful for smudging. So I've got one of those planted here. And then here's my husband's jalapenos, which we started here in the herb garden because our soil in the herb garden is so good and so rich for beginning plants. And then we have to move, now that it's kind of established, we have to move it out of the herb garden. And then here's a potato. And someone had thrown, one of my kids or even maybe my husband had thrown a potato spud out here, and it's growing wild. And as you know, potatoes grow underground. So I don't know, in about 2 months from now, maybe like in August, I'll have a couple potatoes under the ground. This is lemon balm. And this is a powerful herb. You can use this for a lot of things, but the smell, I mean, it was a power pansol, baby. No, I'm just kidding. It just smells divine. I love it. I use all these herbs in my magical practice. And then of course we ingest them too. Here's the bird bath. My beautiful weed tree. My citronella. And that's it. I mean, try to get like an overview. There it is. It's about I don't know, 10 by 10, 10 feet by 10 feet. It's lovely. I love coming out here and working in it. And maybe I'll show you some more of the yard. I don't know. I think I'm gonna do this particular video like vlog style. So, much love. Okay, continuing on. Ow! I think I just stepped on a bee. I just stepped on a bee. That hurt. Oh well, y'all don't have to see that. I literally have feet that could be in the apocalypse. Anyway, you're never gonna believe what happened right here. My husband was cooking on the grill, which is kind of up there on the deck, and tossed out some corn, and it just, look, it just, 3 little sprouts of corn came up. Like, they're about, I don't know, 3 feet tall. Look at that. Oh, sorry, the neighbor's house. That. But look, a little bitty corn. How crazy. And it must have just been the right day that he did it, like the right time or whatever, because when we pass cornfields, like now they're the exact same height as this, so they must have just gone into the ground. I mean, they literally plopped here. It wasn't aerated soil, no nothing. I just can't believe that that we've got corn growing. But like I told him, I was like, well, there you go. And then forgive the rest of the yard. You see all these? They're used fireworks, because all my boys like to blow shit up on 4th of July. I got some roses here, but they're huge. But it's not really, they're like kind of going dormant now. A little one over there. But I wanted to show you, I might have to show you through the fence. To keep my doggy out, I'll have to do something wonky with the fence. But look, I don't know if y'all be able to see right, where's my finger? Right there. Those blackberries. And there's a whole slew of them on this plant. My mama had gotten me this plant. So anyway, let's go back over here. I don't want to step in on any more bees. I'm already gonna have to, I've got to clean up all these. Look at all these. Like, my husband and my sons, they like come out on 4th of July and they just shoot off Roman candles and things, and they just love to blow stuff up. My little corn, and there's my elephant ears. Like, here's my hand. Okay, they're huge. I love elephant ears. Like, they're just humongous. They're in this beautiful heart shape. I mean, this is like as big as my entire, from my neck all the way down to like my genitals. It's like my whole torso. If I wanted to be Eve, I could preserve some of those and go as Eve for Halloween, if they'd last that long. Usually they don't, though. Now, I wanted to kind of span, I mean, forgive my little table here, but I wanted to span all of this is my bamboo. And then my son actually built this structure. He did it for himself. He was going to put like some sheets over it, make a little fort, but all of that is my bamboo. I've got some more elephant ears back here. This structure here once held a pool. Like I had to come in here and level all this out and put sand so that we could put a pool here, like an above ground pool. But as it goes with things like this, you don't ever use it. Once you've done all the work to put it up, you barely use it. Like, that's just how it worked. That particular summer, we didn't really come out and use it. I think it happened to be a rainy summer that year too. So now I've just got this like half a square. But my husband promises me that we'll build me a she shed there, which should only take a couple of days once we get all the materials. I've got my little table out here that I like to sit at. Of course, traffic, because I live out on this main road. But once we get into here, it's so shaded, but like with dappled sunlight. Here's some more elephant ears. These aren't as huge as the other ones, but I've got some new furls coming. They love to be in the shade and they love to be wet. They love to be wet. That's why I've got a whole bunch of them by my air conditioning unit, because it like constantly drips out on top of them and they just love it. They love to be wet and they love to be humid. So anyway, I mean, like, look at all this. Dappled sunlight, so pretty. I mean, to get any kind of real peace, I'd have to have headphones in with some music going, but whatevs. I would take you over to the front, but it's like, I guess, prime, what do you want to call it? Prime traffic time. Oh, I can show you my hydrangea. This is my hydrangea bush. It was given to me as a wee thing, like a wee bonny lass. And she's really, I want to change the pH because I really wanted these to be, a grandmother figure that I had a huge one of these that was like a royal purple. And all you really have to do is change the pH of the dirt and it changes the colors. But I have to be careful because if it's more alkaline or, you know, more acidic, it'll change the color to either pink, a blue, or a deep purple. So I have to kind of figure out which one I want. And then I've got some, I call these my son's daisies because his absolute favorite color in the world, he said, and this has been his favorite color. He knew that this was his favorite color. Oh, my irises, they're kind of dormant too. Is the middle of a Gerbera daisy. That's his favorite color. I've got a whole bunch of those in honor of him so that he can look out and see his, he calls it sun yellow. He said that's why the middles are that color, because the sun, that's where the sun rays come into the flower and do it their most good. He used to say that as the baby. Anyway, I guess I hope y'all had fun looking at my garden, my herb garden earlier in, this morning. And if y'all want to see an herb or something up close, let me know. Much love.